What's up, folks? How's everybody doing out there? Yeah, I'm still under the weather, and I'm gonna do my best to hold down the show today. But man, it's been a rough week, especially with the big loss of Scott Bennett, which to me was just heartbreaking. There's been some times in my life, and I'm gonna go into this just really quick. That it's almost been like supernatural. It's almost been like I was tapped on the shoulder before it happened. It happened with my sister. Before my sister passed away, I was able to talk to her and tell her it's okay to let go, and that everything was going to be okay with my family, and that whole story and situation, the way it happened. I was at a charity event when some wild-eyed lady came up to me and started talking to me and relaying a story about her brother that was sick in the hospital and how he died, this and that. And then all of a sudden it just hit me. It was my sister. And then within 30 seconds of that conversation, a text came in that my sister was in the hospital, and I called the room and I talked to my sister, and I had a very long discussion with her, and I knew she was going to die the next day. It was like God just told me that, and I told her it was okay to let go. She was battling alcoholism and cirrhosis, and she just needed to let go. And I finally said, let go. And the next day she passed away. And it was still to my surprise when that happened. But that's a story for another time. There's a lot more details within that story. Other things like that has happened when my uncle committed, when he self-deleted himself in the forest. The last time I saw him, I knew that was at my house. He came and visited my family, and I knew that would be the last time I would see him. He died a week later or so. He blew his head off in the forest outside of his house, and I just there's some things that happen where I just know certain things, and Scott Bennett was one of them. The way that happened was Scott was I've heard, I was talking to him about a couple of months ago, and he was being real standoffish. And I was like, hey, brother, what's wrong, man? You got to, at least you could talk to me and tell me what's going on with you. And he was just very standoffish, but he kept pushing that product, destroy cancer. And I knew he wasn't feeling that good. And I was talking to Juanito, and about a month ago, Juan met with him in Hawaii, because it was almost, to me, in my mind, I was thinking, this is a goodbye. Scott was being very distant from everybody, and in my mind, I didn't know what he was sick with or anything like that. But in my mind, I just got the feeling that this is a goodbye type of conversation. So he met with Scott in Hawaii. He was there for some kind of healing. At that time, I didn't know what was really wrong with him. But in my mind, I kept thinking it has to be something to do with the Ukraine, Russia. He's been going there a lot. Is it cancer? What is it? I'm trying to figure out what it is. He's being very standoffish and distant. Well, the night before he passed away, he was on my mind really heavily that day for some reason. To the point that I even started taking the black style that he peddles on his network, the destroy-cancer.com or whatever he pushes. I started taking it because I was just like, man, I probably should do about a 10-day cleanse on this stuff. But that's how strong he was on my mind. And I guess that evening, the evening before he passed away, I text Juan and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? What have you heard from Scott Bennett? What is going on with Scott Bennett? The minute I sent that text, that second, actually, about 10 seconds later, I get a text coming to my phone from somebody I never even talked to that often. Probably the last time I talked to this person was like 7 months ago. I had him on a show. I'm not going to say his name because I haven't asked permission or anything. So I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to disclose that information. But he sent me a text. I'm talking 20 seconds right after I sent that text to Scott. I get the text from this kid that I've had on regarding J6, and he said, do you know what happened to Scott Bennett? And I said, I go, wow, that's weird. You just text me that. I was just texting Juan to see what the hell's going on with Scott Bennett. Do you know anything? Is he okay? And he goes, yes, I just went to the hospital. They said he asked for do not resuscitate. And then I was really, really thrown back. So I called him and I started talking to him. I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, and this guy doesn't really know Scott very well. But according to this guy, so Scott was very skinny, very yellow with jaundice. He had, from what I understand, talking to Juanito, pancreatic cancer that spread into his liver. Very sick. He's been very sick the last month, and then the last couple of weeks he just kind of fell off, and he was do not resuscitate that night. And then all of a sudden I knew. I mean, I'm talking, folks, I don't ever talk to this guy. It just happened like that. Like the connection, the spiritual connection was there. And I just knew. I go, I knew. I said a prayer and I go, this guy, he's gonna die by the morning. I just felt it. And sure enough, when I woke up in the morning, Daniel, I said his name. He texted me that he passed away at 8:30 a.m. So that was a really big hit for the Patriot community. And you know, I loved having Scott Bennett on my shows. He was always a great comedic character, very brilliant, very articulate. His syntax and discussions was just off the charts. He was just a real genius, man, in my mind, a comedic genius, the way he would put words together and put his thoughts together. And I just always thought he was just an incredible guest, and I'm going to miss him dearly, like we all are. There is some conspiracies floating around that he had information, which I heard he did on some things. What they are, I don't know. I think it was regarding Ukraine, Russia. Obviously, was it a hit on him? Folks, I don't know. I don't know that. But I know that for the past year, it's been a tough time. It was a really tough time. He wasn't feeling well. And really, in the last month, it got worse. And then the last, obviously, he's gone. So, I just want to pay my respects to Scott. I'm going to take just a 5-second, 10-second break and say a prayer for Scott Bennett. So, Father God, please take care of our fallen soldier and warrior, Scott Bennett. I know he is now in your presence. He's finally gone home. He did amazing work for the Patriot community and for America, Father God. Thank you so much to have blessed us with Scott Bennett. I really enjoyed him on my show. And if we could all just aspire to be as brave as him. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. So I wanted to say that I'm going to really miss the guy. I'm going to really, really miss the guy. Well, let's get on with the show, folks. The show must go on. Folks, you can Venmo me, D-Rod1977, D-Rod1977. I'm going to try to get through this with my cold that I have. When the lights go out on Amazon, when the lights go out on Amazon, The Mexican Mix, my mama's book on Amazon. They make great Christmas presents. You got someone in your house being bullied? Let them read my book. It actually helps. I've gotten a lot of letters from people that say that it's helped their family members or helped them with certain trials and tribulations in their life. So that's good news, right? If I can help somebody, that makes me feel pretty good. Folks, get your 3 harmful foods. We live in the most advanced era in human history, so we think. There has never been more medical breakthroughs than there are right now. So why are millions of Americans more unhealthy and overweight than ever before? Well, according to the U.S. board-certified physician and expert nutritionist Dr. Amy Lee, one of the main reasons is 3 harmful foods that are being passed off as health foods all over the country. And wait till you hear this. Because these foods can cause weight gain, clog your digestive tract, deplete your energy, and wreck your skin, they are banned in other countries, but not here. Yet, shockingly, they're still legal in the U.S., and it's time someone shine a light on what they are. Dr. Amy Lee does just that while explaining how the side effects from these foods are wreaking havoc on the health of millions of Americans. The great news is it's easy to stop and reverse this damage by simply learning which foods to avoid and how to spot them. God, my voice sounds terrible. And by doing so, you can experience easier weight loss, smooth digestion, and vibrant energy. To find out these 3 fake foods, they're fake health foods, folks, believe it or not. I couldn't believe what they were. Go to 3harmfulfoods.com/Nino. Get started on it. 3 harmful foods. That's the number 3, by the way. It should be in the link down below. All right, folks, I'm going to set my ghetto timer. Let's get into this. Ghetto timer, folks. All right, Spotify, Nino's Corner. Telegram, Nino's Corner. Getter, Nino's Corner. Rumble, Nino's Corner. True Social, David Rodriguez, Boxer. Do I sound very different today? Like, I feel like I'm just head cold, man. I can't break it. Getter, Nino's Corner. Rumble, Nino's Corner. True Social, David Rodriguez, Boxer. Instagram, Nino's Corner.tv. PatriotWear.com, being right there. You like this shirt? It's my big cock shirt. He's a cowboy with his big cock. It's more like a Sancho shirt to me. Folks, X, Nino Boxer. PatriotWear.com are obviously right there. That's where you get all the cool hats and shirts and stuff like that. Nino's Corner.tv, folks. All right. I know. A lot of you are pissed off about the David Icke Black Pill edition. But isn't it my responsibility to bring all points of views, all opinions to my platform? Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Wouldn't I be doing a disservice to you if I didn't do that? And I'll be quite honest with you. A lot of the stuff that David Icke said makes a lot of sense to me. I've been very speculative about Jared Kushner and Elon Musk. Now, do I want to like Elon Musk? I love what he's done with X. There's a lot of things I like. Thank you very much, Norman Lee Smith. I love about David Icke. I mean Elon Musk. But I'm still not going to jump in and go full bingo. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to be what I do. I've got to look at everything from a bird's eye view, an aerial perspective. I got to bring all guests on to give us the information they have, their opinion, so we as an audience can better formulate ours. That's why I do it. I want to be like a sponge. Every time I do a podcast or an interview, I want my perspective changed. I want somebody to convince me. I want them to be that good that they convince me otherwise. And I think David Icke has a lot of experience and education. He's a wealth of knowledge and all this stuff. So that's why I brought him on. And yeah, it's a bit controversial. I put the edited version up on YouTube, so it's up there right now. It's up here right now. So if you want to watch it, go ahead. But just understand it is not everything's unicorns and rainbows, obviously. And I do believe this could be a handoff from dark to light. And it's the same people at the top doing it all, folks. It doesn't make sense to me. Listen, I love Trump. I'm a Trump supporter all the way. Could you imagine if Kamala had won? We'd be in shit. We'd be in hell right now. So obviously, I love Trump. But you got to look at all sides of the chessboard here. Who's controlling the entire chessboard? I just ask the questions. That's all I do. So don't get mad at me about that. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do responsibly. I also have Delta Force, Dale Comstock up there right now. America's badass. He's a great guest. He's saying Trump's family is the next target. And so you got to listen to him talk, folks. It's an excellent podcast. I did that yesterday, and he's basically saying, yeah, that's it. Trump's target. How would you get to Trump? Get his family is what he's saying. So it's about an hour-long podcast. It's really good. And I'm going to have him on as a recurring guest because he just has so much intel and a lot of experience. So I'd like to have him on. I have 𝗬𝗏 coming back on. I have him up there right now. I have Jeff from Right On Radio. Okay, so this is going to be good. He's the one that interviewed Elon Musk's nanny, who starts talking about Elon Musk as a child. And I don't know if you've seen some of her clips on YouTube or on TikTok, but she says this kid was a very, very dark fucking kid, like Antichrist type shit. So Jeff was the one that interviewed her. So I had Jeff on my program to talk about it, and it's damn good. And I'm putting that up. I'll probably put that up tonight. So Jeff from Right On Radio talking about Elon Musk's nanny, what she disclosed to him about Elon Musk. Was he opening up portals in his room? Was he playing with demons? This shit gets fucking dark. And this is according to what allegedly she said. So get to Nino's Corner.tv. It'll be up there. Kathy O'Brien and Lynn Hagerman are going to be up soon. That's going to be talking about ritual abuse, sexual abuse. They're going to be going into detail about that. Kathy and Lynn Hagerman are going to be up pretty soon. I got the Ghost. The Ghost is going to be up, the General's Tent. We're doing the General's Tent the 26th. That's just in a few days. 5 p.m., folks, the 26th. The Ghost is going to be the next general in the General's Tent. We'll have some fun. Get your questions ready. It'll be fun. Michael Vargo, thank you. All right, folks. You might want to turn it down or turn it up. Let's see how I do this today with a messed up my voice. It's probably why I'm not getting any better at all, because I got this chest cough, a chest cold, head cold. But let's give it a shot, folks, shall we? All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Yeah, baby, let's go. I don't know if many of you out there turn it up, but man, XRP, Doge, and Bitcoin are just blowing up right now. XRP is like at $1.40 or something like that. Rob Cunningham just sent me a text, all excited, and I'm excited too, because I'm like, wow, man, like it's fucking skyrocketing. But so is Bitcoin and so is Doge. It's a gamble. Which one do you guys like? Do you diversify? Do you put all your money? Is it at 150 now? Wow, it's at 150. Wow, you have 500K in XRP. Wow, you're a very wealthy individual now. I gotta say that they gotta work fast. So what's happening right now? Well, Biden leads America into World War III as political scandals and attacks begin. Basically, all of Trump's cabinet picks are getting hit with scandal after scandal after scandal. Now, if you've seen my show a million times, you understand that I've always said, how the fuck is this guy going to do anything when he gets in office if they're just going to play by the same deep state rules, which is no rules, which is lawfare, scandals, political hits. I mean, it's just going to be the same old shit from 2016. So, excuse me, you tell me how this is going to be any different. Every move he makes, he's going to be stopped. He's got to be allowed to clean house. Skylar Lukens, thank you. Okay, I'll check that out. So right now, obviously, you know, there's the shell shock, I think, is kind of worn off, and they're now going to plan X, Y, and Z. The shell shock is gone, and they're like, let's get to work. Let's stop this man. We need to stop him right now. That's why 𝗀𝗃𝗃 says Trump better be looking out for his family. They better be very well protected and insulated. 𝗀𝗃𝗃, former Delta, operator, hell of a guy. They had a little stint in boxing. We talked about boxing as well. He had a little stint in boxing as well. So it was a very interesting conversation. Anyway, could his family be the next target? 𝗀𝗃𝗃 tends to think so. Along with Biden going full speed ahead into World War III with Russia. So they're in a full court press right now with Russia, folks. Taro, cheers, and Buenos Aires. Oh, beautiful. I'd love to go out there someday. Along with manufactured political scandals, they all begin, as we know, Matt Gaetz. I'll get into Matt Gaetz in a second. Most, if not all, of Trump's cabinet picks are now being bombarded and nuked off existence with alleged sexual assaults, alleged sexual allegations. I mean, the nukes are just flying, folks. These people are just being ba-boom, ba-boom. They're not going to be allowed to take seat. I'm telling you, folks, this is what I was expecting if he got in conventionally. But we still have what do we got? 60 days. 60 days where anything can happen. But they're already doing a full court press and going after Trump and his entire cabinet. So, and remember, I've also said on this program that all these liberating movements, all these movements that you love so much, the Me Too, the whole thing, all of them will be used to go after very powerful men, which they are right now. See, that was the whole reason they see, folks. You got to realize that whole liberating movement. They package it and give it to you as something very nice, something that everyone can get behind and protest about and say, yes, we love it, we want it, but it's really weaponized, and that's how they target and go after very powerful people. Just takes one person from 20 years ago. 30 years ago to say, oh, you remember me? Yeah, you grabbed my behind 30 years ago. You're a pervert. You're such a You're such a naughty boy. Well, if you're Sancho, you don't give a shit because you are very perverted. And that she probably has my kids. But what did you think was going to happen? So, did you really think he would just be elected and walk right in there and do whatever he wants to do? Do you think they're really going to let him do that? Or did you realize that, well, lawfare and scandals, which is happening right now? It's already happening. He hasn't even stepped foot in office, and we are already being hit and bombarded with scandal after scandal after scandal. Folks, he's got to be able to go in there and clean house. That's how this has. I don't see it any other way, and I know none of you do either. So as of right now, he's still under the same system. He's just the CEO of America Inc. So he's just the CEO. He's the manager at McDonald's. Who are the people that own McDonald's? And that's why I had Scott Bennett as a gut punch. Great, yeah, absolutely. And then that's why. So when you see that's why I have David Icke on, because when you see let's say the Dallas Cowboys against the Washington Commanders, right? There's those two teams are battling it out, and both sides are for their team. But who do they play under? They play under the National Football League, which is NFL, which is who owns that? Who owns that? Who runs that? We got to break the system, folks. Trump is still within the system. Do you understand that? America Inc. So until this gets broken, I don't understand, which I've always been told needs to happen. I don't understand how he can make any moves at all without being stopped and at every turn he makes. I don't know if I make sense here. So if he does not get in unconventionally, in my humble opinion, his 2024 presidency will be met with more charges, lawfare, and hoaxes to fight off as he did in 2016. The threat of him cleaning house as elected president is one thing, but if he comes in through, some kind of a emergency, World War III emergency, something like that, like a nuke scare, then the rules change. Then that's when the rules change. XRP 149, Doge 40. Wow, this is incredible. Nino, the reason we watch you is because of your different guests. Keep doing what you do. You have a lot of good shit. It goes pretty fast. I even put it on slow-mo. Yes, yep. Scott passed away. So that's how, in my opinion, the real house cleaning begins. So my thoughts is he's making all the moves right now. He's taunting the bull, like Juanito has said. He's making all the moves right now to make them very nervous with his cabinet picks, pushing their hand to commit a bigger panic master move. This is how I see this playing out. Start World War III that will lead to a nuclear confrontation. Now you understand this is going to benefit. Both sides stand to benefit or lose from this. Otherwise, we might see, if he gets in there, they know they're in trouble. You got people like Ellen DeGeneres leaving. You got the Diddy listers leaving the country. They're nervous. A lot of people are scared to death what happens once he gets in. But if this event happens, okay, if this event happens, a scare type of event, which I'm still waiting on, and I do believe it's coming. I just don't know when. I'm not a psychic, but I do believe it's coming. That gives him permission to really clean house without any obstacles at all, so without any deep state bullshit antics. If he doesn't get in unconventionally, we might see some arrests. We might see some people we might see some justice. But my theory, as well as many of the guests that you've seen on my program, our theories, the whole letter in the alphabet theory would need to be proven true for him to be able to do what he needs to do. So it is a conspiracy theory, right? As at this point, you've heard people like Derek Johnson talk about it, Juanito talk about it. A lot of people talk about this. I don't see any other way. I don't see any other possible way to do what he needs to do without this coming to fruition. Am I making sense at all? If I am, please give me a thumbs up, because I don't know if I'm making complete sense here. And just give me a thumbs up if I'm doing this right. And it's really going to be only time will tell. Only time will tell. And let me tell you, folks, I will take the lesser of, I will take the latter of the. So, okay, let me put it this way. Even if this doesn't happen and he doesn't get in unconventionally, I'm still going to be happy with a Trump presidency, 1,000%. Believe me, at least we'll have 4 more years of grace to hopefully get our shit together, fix the what happened in 2020, and move forward and hopefully have a brighter future of America. That's, to me, the least favorable, but I'll take it. I'll take it. But I'm saying, in order for him to clean house correctly, he's got to come in a different kind of way. And I think that's why he's pushing their hand, and he's taunting the hell out of them, and he's making these cabinet picks, really scaring the shit out of them so they commit to that move, is the way I see it. U.S. Embassy in London is locked down as police blow up hoax device. The U.S. Embassy in London was put into lockdown as police carried out a controlled explosion on a hoax device. So the embassy posted a statement on X, formerly Twitter, on Friday morning saying authorities were investigating a suspicious package outside the complex in 9 Elms. A cordon was put in place, sealing off the building. The Met Police confirmed it had carried out the explosion after a loud bang was heard in the area. They later said in a statement on X shortly before 1 p.m. Intel indications are that the item was a hoax device, and an investigation is now taking place. Just in, this was in yesterday. Attorney General Ken Paxton has urged a federal court to prevent Special Prosecutor Jack Smith from destroying any records concerning the baseless prosecution of President Donald Trump after a paper shredding truck was parked outside DOJ headquarters. Trying to get rid of evidence, folks. Trying to get rid of all the evidence. Also, Trump's sentencing in New York has been canceled indefinitely. The hush money trial, so that's good news as well. Rachel Maddow has had her salary cut by $5 million. Staffers are in panic mode over network's future. I would say there's not much of a future. Thank you, Lucia Robertson. So Trump's team's plan to resuscitate a dead oil project. Thank you, 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗁. Donald Trump is looking to revive the Keystone XL oil pipeline on his first day back into the White House, folks. According to 3 people familiar with the president-elect's plan, even though no companies are trying to build it anymore. Trump believes declaring the 1,200-mile Canada to Nebraska crude project back on the table would drive pro-oil message to he delivered in his campaign, said people involved in the transition team discussions about the idea. Trump also wants to show he can defy President Joe Biden, who reversed Trump's initial 2017 approval for the project. It's just one of the list of things they want to do on the first day. It's going to be a big first day, huh, folks? I say America's going to get back to work. There's an oil town that I drive through in Texas whenever I drive to Austin or San Antonio, Fort Stockton, or if I'm going to Dallas, 𝗬𝗏𝗠𝗃, and they've just turned into, like, recently, since Biden's been in office, complete ghost towns. When Trump was in office, they were booming, man. They were building hotels, motels, and then all of a sudden when Biden got in there, just bam, dead. Radio silence, dead silence, nothing. I watched them die. I watched these towns go from booming towns, Odessa, Fort Stockton, into just crumble into nothing. Well, get ready. Put your work boots back on. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go, baby. Gonna get back to work. Everybody, America is gonna get back to work, folks. Beautiful. So, Keystone XL pipeline looking to come back on online. Here we go. The pipeline's permit to cross the U.S.-Canadian border was first rejected in 2015 by President Barack Obama, of course. Trump in 2017 reversed that decision and approved the border crossing, only to have the decision revoked by Biden in January of 2021. Well, that looks like it's all getting ready to come back online, folks. Matt Gaetz withdraws from consideration as Attorney General, getting hit with scandal, got nuked with scandal after scandal. Former Rep. Matt Gaetz, Republican out of Florida, is withdrawing his candidacy to be president-elect Trump's Attorney General after sex trafficking. Sex trafficking, okay? That's what they hit him with. Sex trafficking and drug use allegations. So he liked to party with Sancho. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know what? I'm at the point now with all of these that are coming out, just own it. I think people would. Do you agree with me? Give me a thumbs up. If he was just like, yeah, fuck, I like to have fun. I also like to fuck. So I'm a man, and I have 2 balls in between my legs, and I like to have fun. Go fuck yourself. That's the way I would be. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I like women. Is there a fucking problem with that? Oh, there is a problem with that in 2024. Isn't there? I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to like anybody. I'm not allowed to sow my oats. It's just ridiculous. We're all supposed to be scared. So scared. Yeah, it's no scam. It's a chess move. Yeah. So you think that the next pick, which was Trump's next pick, but see, Trump wasn't. So they were. He knew that. So you're saying that Trump knew they were going to throw the scandal at him. Hello, Nino. Women like you do. Ooh, David, you're so crazy. I am crazy. You know I'm crazy. After meeting with Republican senators to discuss the nomination, Gaetz, a conservative firebrand from Florida and a loyal Trump defender, wrote on social media Thursday that it's clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene says she will expose sexual harassment and assault crimes and claims against her fellow Republicans if the House Ethics Committee releases their highly damaging report on Matt Gaetz. Representative Greene of Georgia defended Gaetz, Trump's pick for Attorney General on Tuesday morning. She warned that if we are going to release ethics reports and rip apart our own that Trump has appointed. She will put it all out there. So she's threatening to throw them all under the bus. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate anybody giving to the super chat right now, or the Venmo. I know I'm full of mucus. It sucks. I hate it. I cannot stand it. Oh. Yes, all the ethics reports and claims, including the one I filed, Green wrote on X, all your sexual harassment and assault claims that were secretly settled, paying off victims with taxpayer money. The entire Jeffrey Epstein files, tapes, recordings, witness interviews, but not just those. There's more. Epstein isn't the only asset, she added. If we're going to dance, let's all dance together in the sunlight. I'll make sure we do. Wow. So Matt Gaetz withdraws name from Trump's AG hours from new info on drug-fueled sex parties. You know, there's an old saying, folks. Don't party like a rock star. Party like a politician. That's what I've always heard. And I've always thought to myself, really? Really? And if you think about it, they're probably the ones that, you know, it's like the sexy librarian in school. Like, they're the ones that are all cooped up and kept up and like internalizing and suppressing their sexual desires. So when they're partying, they let go. That's what I imagine. They just let it all go. So Trump on Florida AG 𝗵𝗶𝗀. I'd love to have her in the administration. So now, I guess, have we switched over to 𝗵𝗶𝗀? Is that what we're doing now? President Donald Trump said Saturday that he would consider Florida Attorney General 𝗵𝗶𝗀 for any position in his administration as he weighs making changes to his cabinet. I'd consider 𝗵𝗶𝗀 for anything, Trump told reporters at the White House as he departed for California. Bondi and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie are among those. Kristi Kreme are those being considered for the role of the U.S. Attorney. Chris Christie being considered for the role. See what I'm saying, folks? After Trump fired Jeff Sessions last week, you can't trust Chris Christie, man. Especially when he needs to take a break to go to the Kristi Kremes. Dress striker up as Sancho Kitty. Oh, my God. That's what I probably should do. The president is expected to meet with Bondi when he travels to Mar-a-Lago next week, according to a person familiar with the matter. Bondi's spokesman, Whitney Ray, declined to tell CNN whether she is under consideration for the top Justice Department job. Her second and final term as Florida Attorney General will end January. More sexual assault accusations. Media obtains full police report on Pete Hegseth sexual assault allegations. So this guy too. A police report on the allegation of sexual assault against Pete Hegseth, the Fox News star nominated by President-elect Donald Trump to serve as Secretary of Defense, was obtained by media on Wednesday and contains graphic details of the 2017 encounter. So do you think, in your minds, because I know this is a lot of people are thinking this, do you think Trump's putting them out there to get hit on purpose? You think that's part of the chess move here? Is that what you're saying? I know a lot of you are thinking that. The report provided by the city of Monterey, California, was previously released by Hegseth in March 2021 per his request. It runs 22 pages long and details the allegations leveled by a woman who claimed in 2017 that she was sexually assaulted by the cable news star at a Republican women's conference. What did he do? Did he hit on you? But look, but if it was Brad Pitt, he would have been all right? If it was Brad Pitt, sure. But, you know, but since he's a Republican Fox News host, what is he has a show on Fox? Is that what it is? So you all think this is Trump indirectly draining the swamp? You think this is how he's doing it? I don't think so. I'm not going to go that deep into it. I just don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're scared shitless with who he's picking, and they're throwing scandals and allegations at him. I guess our minds can go in so many different directions. So Pete Hegseth, I don't think he's a bad-looking guy. Let me think. Who is Pete Hegseth? He's a younger dude, right? Hey, yo, folks, I know I'm going to lose half my audience now, but I'll go fast. It's canoladine, folks. If you're suffering from daily aches and pains, please listen closely. Top medical experts have unveiled a natural pain reliever that is changing the way Americans fight pain. 100% drug-free canoladine. Canoladine is the only solution in the world that optimizes your body's natural painkillers called endorphins, providing full-body pain relief that are not without the dangerous pills or known side effects. Over 1 million Americans and hundreds of professional athletes, including UFC fighters, have already embraced canoladine's pain relief power. Best of all, canoladine is legal worldwide, certified drug-free, and does not cause side effects, grogginess, or addiction. After 14 years of clinical research, it has been proven safe and effective, backed by thousands of successful use cases from other Americans just like you, folks. Best of all, today, if you do it today, you can try canoladine for less than $1 a day. This is your opportunity to finally live pain-free. Click on the link below to try the only canoladine product in the world risk-free for a full 90 days. Go to trycono.com/Nino. That's trycono.com/Nino. It's right there in the description box. All right. How many people did we lose? Like 200? Linda McMahon, Trump's education pick, was sued for allegedly enabling sexual abuse of children. Well, here's another scandal. I told you, folks, they're nuking all his picks. Every single one. Every single one. Tell me how he's supposed to be doing anything at all. And then once he gets in there, believe me, all these picks will be hit with scandals. So how is he supposed to get anything done? That's just my question. A recent lawsuit alleges Linda McMahon, who President-elect Donald Trump tapped to lead the Department of Education, knowingly enabled the sexual exploitation of children by a World Wrestling Entertainment employee as early as the 1980s, allegations that she denies. Wow. So Linda McMahon, that's McMahon's wife, is a former CEO, or is that his daughter? McMahon is a former CEO of the WWE, which she co-founded with her husband, his wife, Vince, as head of the WWE. Linda McMahon oversaw the transformation from a wrestling entertainment company into a publicly traded media empire. She stepped down in 2009 to run for Senate, but she lost in Connecticut in 2010 and 2012. Damn. As McMahon, who co-chairs Trump's transition team, vies to be confirmed as education secretary, as recent lawsuit raises questions about her care for children. Safety. How are they going to get anything done? I'm serious. I think you all know where I'm going with this. Do you guys see what I'm preaching here? Speaker Johnson bans men from women's bathrooms at Capitol, Washington. Really? That was allowed there? I guess so. It's Washington, right? House Speaker Mike Johnson announced November 20th that he will ban persons from using bathrooms that do not correspond with their biological sex. In this year's general election, Delaware State Senator Sarah McBride, a male who identifies as a woman, was elected to represent the state's at-large district in the U.S. House of Representatives, becoming the first person who identifies as transgender to be elected to Congress. McBride's election prompted Rep. Nancy Mace to announce she'd file a resolution to block McBride from using women's restroom facilities at the House of Representatives, sparking opposition from House Democrats. Johnson, after declining to express an opinion on the subject on November 19th, announced on November 20th that he will limit access to restrooms based on biological sex. Can you believe that we're even discussing this? Isn't this That's where we're at in this country. I've been told that the real furry thing does exist in schools. Like there's litter boxes being put in hallways and shit. Have you guys heard this? Do you guys have kids that tell you about this? Is this a real thing? Are they actually appeasing to this insanity and putting litter boxes in schools? Because I identified as a feline. What if I identify, Sancho identifies as a dog, as a perro? I hump all the women's legs. Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. So the FBI just foiled a plot to bomb the New York Stock Exchange, allegedly. Sure, I don't know. I think anything they put out there now, like, there's a bomber. He was going to bomb the New York. What are you conditioning the people to? For what are you planning? What are you getting ready to do? You know, folks, you get what I'm saying here? 𝗬𝗂𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗀𝗏 30, a Coral Springs, Florida, was arrested today for attempting to use an explosive device to damage or destroy a building used in interstate commerce. So the Florida man planned to bomb the New York Stock Exchange. The Florida man has been charged in a plot to bomb the New York Stock Exchange, according to charging documents. Worked with several FBI informants and undercover employees, telling them that the stock exchange, we want to hit that because it'll wake people up. World War III news. Putin announces the use of hypersonic missiles in Ukraine and says Russia is ready for any scenario now. So here we go. Russia has the right to strike those countries that allow their weapons to be used against Russian facilities. Boy. The missile travels at a speed of 2 to 3 kilometers per second. Existing enemy missile defense systems do not intercept them. So they're going so fast that no existing defense systems can take them down. It is impossible to use long-range weapons on Russian territory without NATO specialists. By the looks of Putin, who whipped out a new Russian ICBM that NATO defense systems cannot intercept, but did not attach nuclear payloads to them. Essentially, Putin just showed the West that he has the ability to destroy them if they keep provoking him. But who's provoking him? Biden. And he keeps doing it. So I said in some of my past shows that I think Biden's been wrangled in, and I think he's working for Mr. T. So maybe he's being told to instigate and push this so that, I don't know, maybe the scare event happens. Give me a thumbs up if I make sense here. I just jumped on. Scott Bennett passed away. Yes, he did. Our thoughts and prayers are with him. Trust me, folks, it hit me pretty hard. I'm dealing with so much shit right now that it's like, yeah, it's been rough. I think that's another reason I came down, sick, because I'm dealing with so much stress. Sancho needs to step in. Yeah. It would be very unfair. It'd be very, very unfair because it'd be too fucking easy. I just take them all across the border and fuck them all up. They would not come home to their families no more. I do this shit a lot different. More exposure to germs. Well, so it was a warning, but Putin just continues to exercise extreme restraint while also showing Ukraine NATO that they are outgunned. So basically, he's letting them know, like, keep pushing me, motherfucker. Keep doing it. It's like the guy at the bar fight. It's like, I've had this happen. Don't fuck with me. I'm gonna mess you up, dude. No, just you're getting a little too close. You're talking too close to me. All right, push him away. Look, get back. All right, that's it. Bang! Hey, bang! then he's down, and it's just like, told you, and then you empty your beer on his face. Yeah. I'm hearing there is a clause in the Jake Paul contract that Tyson couldn't knock him out. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff that Jake Paul just wanted to win. He wanted to be one of the guys that beat Tyson. Obviously, Tyson got millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for this. But I'm hearing a lot of whispers through the boxing community that was just. Can we just all stop watching this fucking clown, please? He's an embarrassment to humanity. So is his brother Logan. They're both just jackasses. Why does anybody watch these people, man? I don't fucking get it. I guess it's kind of like watching a train wreck. Hypersonic missile, 2,000 meters per second, is the fastest hypersonic missile. The 9M730 is a Russian low-flying nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed cruise missile under development for the Russian armed forces, according to the Russian Ministry of Defense. We cannot wait till January 20th. We need Trump in office right now, is what this person posted on X. International Criminal Court issues arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Hamas officials. The International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants on Thursday for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his former defense minister, and Hamas officials, accusing them of war crimes and crimes against humanity over the war in Gaza and the October 23 attacks that triggered Israel offensive in the Palestinian territory. Hey, I'm all about this shit. Putin threatens nuclear war by Christmas. Putin is threatening nuclear war by Christmas after Biden launches bombing raids inside Russia. So Biden knows he has this hypersonic nuclear missile, whatever it is, but yet Biden is still launching bombing raids into Russia. So think about that for a second. Why is he poking and prodding the ball? He only has another month and some change in office. So why is he deliberately bombing Russia? Think about this. Is he pushing us to the scary event? That's where my mind goes. British-made Storm Shadow missiles have been fired into Russia territory by Ukraine for the first time, a source has told Sky News. So, it's kicking off, folks. U.S. closes Kiev embassy after warning of significant air attack. The U.S. is temporarily closing its embassy in Kiev after receiving what it says a specific information of a potential significant air attack on November 20th. Out of abundance of caution, the embassy will be closed, and embassy employees are being instructed to shelter in place. Israel hit nuke weapons research site in Iran. Jeez. Israel's airstrike hit in Iran last month destroyed an active nuclear weapons research facility in Patriot. I don't know how you say Patriot. The Axios News site reported Friday, citing 3 U.S. officials, 1 current Israel official and 1 former Israel official. The report came on the UN nuclear watchdog prepares to vote on censoring Iran for refusing to cooperate with its inspectors. And amid a report that the Islamic Republican told the Biden administration last month it would not seek to assassinate U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Oh, my gosh. Let's get to some border news. So there's a lot of fear out there, folks, and I'm hearing it all over here on the border. I live on the border, so there's a lot of fear. Trump's deportation proposals are already rattling workers. To veteran restaurateur Sam Sanchez, the effects were plain as day during his visit this week to Chicago's Little Village, a neighborhood known as the Mexico of the Midwest. Some of the Little Village restaurants told me they're down 50% in sales, said Sanchez, founder of the Chicago-based restaurant and event management company Third Coast Hospitality Group. People are afraid of walking the streets right now. There's a lot of fear, said Sanchez, who is also a member of the American Business Immigration Coalition, which advocates for business-friendly immigration reform. And that's where it starts. The employees will start getting worried and say, should I go to work or should I take a chance? A lot of these immigrants are staying home and not going to work, is what they're saying here. And if that continues to happen, the restaurants will close down. And that's just in one industry. There are millions of people working who are undocumented. There are an estimated 10.5 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S., according to the Global Migration Center at the University of California, Davis. Of those, about 8.5 million are employed, said 𝗵𝗃, an economist and director of UC Davis Global Migration Center. So here it's real simple to me. I know they're scared and all this stuff, but you shouldn't have broken the fucking law. I don't know. It's kind of like someone who rips off, you're hungry, but you rip off a steak or something at the store, and then the police arrest you, and you're like, I don't understand. I was hungry. Well, we also don't understand why you fucking ripped it off. I mean, if you're breaking the law in the first place, you're breaking the law. That's the way I see it. And my heart goes out, and I've said this many times. I've said it. Instead of paying our tax dollars to do these mass deportations, let's deport all the criminals, the ones with the really bad hombres, like the gang members, MS-13s, the ones that came from asylum institutions or insane asylums. We'll deport all them. I get that. But what about the families that came here that got duped? And what if they have children? Should the children at least serve in the military for 4 years, give them a path to citizenship? I want to know your thoughts. Should we give them a path to citizenship and let them serve in the military 4 years? Let some of the families that cannot serve in the military do 6 years of community service? It's a mess, folks. And I think by getting rid of all these people, I don't know, man. I just see a big clusterfuck getting ready to happen. But as Dale Comstock said on my program, he believes, as I do, that they're going to be activated. A lot of these immigrants that are here from Iran, China, who God knows where, they're going to be activated for the right time. Could it be during the time that Trump starts the deportation? So could we see a lot of civil unrest, a civil war? I don't know. It seems primed. It seems optimal. It seems like that would be the time that these terrorist organizations will be activated. You guys get what I'm laying down here? So it's saying here in this article that a lot of these immigrants aren't showing up to work anymore. They're scared. He's not even in office yet. I don't know. Mass deportations of undocumented immigrants would likely slash farm labor in half, which could result in massive food waste and create risk for the nation's food security, said Ron Estrada, Chief Executive Officer at advocacy organization Farm Worker Justice. They are the front lines of our U.S. food system, Estrada said. As many of them have been working in the fields for years, he said, adding that an estimated 85% of foreign-born farm workers came to the U.S. more than 10 years ago. Wow. We've been really working hard to find the best way for a type of pathway for citizenship, he said. This isn't an overnight thing. This isn't something that just happened. So, I would like to know how he's going to accomplish this conventionally. Get what I'm saying? How are you really going to? And he's supposed to be using, Trump has said he's going to use military assets for the mass deportations. So how are you going to do that when the Democrats are going to stop you at your every fucking move? Do you all get what I'm saying here? Help me understand this. It seems like it would have to be something that he does without any pushback if he's really going to clean house. What the DOJ's breakup of Google would mean for Chrome and the internet. Google's parent company saw the stock fall over 5% Thursday morning after the Justice Department said it would try to force a sale of the company's Chrome web browser, a move that, if successful, would upend the internet economy and cut into Google's immense power. And I think isn't that what Elon Musk is planning to do, is splinter Google into 1,000 pieces? In a court filing late Wednesday, the Justice Department said Google must promptly and fully divest Chrome to a buyer approved by the department. It's one of the multiple remedies proposed by U.S. prosecutors, followed by federal judges' August ruling that Google has an illegal monopoly on internet search. Well, I'll say so. Didn't they also just acquire DuckDuckGo? Isn't that under now Google? Didn't Google buy out DuckDuckGo? I think they did that a long time ago, but other Justice Department proposals include preventing the company from paying other companies, such as Apple, to set Google search as the default in their phones, browsers, and apps, requiring Google to share its massive list of websites with competitors to help them compete with it, and giving online publishers an easy way to opt out of having their content used to train Google's artificial intelligence models. Wow. Check this out, folks. Those of you that have invested in Dogecoin or XRP or 𝗶𝗃, I don't even know what 𝗶𝗃 is. XRP price expected to reach $7. Dogecoin is expected to reach $3. Wow. The crypto market has a reputation for delivering exponential returns, and in 2025 is shaping up to be another transformation year. Industry analysts are projecting massive gains for popular tokens like XRP, Dogecoin, 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃 chain. Wow. XRP is anticipated to hit $7, while Dogecoin could climb to $3. Wow. So XRP is positioned for a bullish 2025. I guess that's like the new stock market now. Wow. Ellen DeGeneres and Porta de Rossi, is that her name, are leaving the U.S. and moving to the U.K. because they can't take it here anymore. Why? Probably because they're in a lot of fucking trouble. Ellen DeGeneres and wife Porta de Rossi are exiting the United States for a new home abroad. The pair have moved to England and plan to sell their residence in Montecito, California. Signing sources are saying that the reason for the relocation was former President Donald Trump's victory over Vice President Kamala Harris, who Ellen had endorsed. I'm sure there's a lot more to the story than this. I'm sure that you're not leaving just because President Trump's getting in there. I'm sure it's probably because what you're afraid will happen to you. We know what you've been doing. We know what you've been up to. We know that you've been to that faraway island. As seen in the video that has grown. Okay, so E! News has reached out to the reps of Ellen and Porta for comment and has not heard back, as it seems the couple who tied the knot in 2008 is already settling in across the pond, as they were spotted last week visiting British host Jeremy Clarkson's pub, the Farmer's Dog, located at Burford, England. Richard Gere, the gerbil in the rear. Richard Gere, the gerbil in the rear. Richard Gere, the gerbil in the rear. Is moving to Spain, where there's a lot of gerbils. Richard Gere is happily moving to Spain with his wife. Does she like gerbils too, buddy? Do you have gerbil cages all over your house? Oh, boy. Is that even true? Look, I don't even know if that's true. Did he stick a gerbil? I don't know. Richard Gere is getting the hell out of Dodge. Good. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. The American gigolo actor, who's 75, revealed he's moving to Spain with his wife, 𝗬𝗓𝗓, 41, and his wife is 41, and their children. Appearing on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon on Wednesday, Gere said his family will be spending Thanksgiving in Madrid while discussing the move. My wife is Spanish. Is this a problem for anybody out there? He joked. Well, my wife is Spanish, and she gave me about 7 years here, so we're going to spend some years in Madrid. And, I mean, how many more years do you have to live? You're 75. I don't know. Fuck. I mean, these guys that are like, what's with these women? I know it's money. I get it. It's money. They're famous. But a 75-year-old man with a 41-year-old woman. I mean, I know my parents my parents are much older than that. My dad's 89 and my mom's 85. But I mean, I started seeing them slow down a lot at 70. Like at 70, that was like when they just really started slowing down. I don't know what you do. What do you do? Like, what do you go play bingo? You gonna go play bingo together? What does a 41-year-old do with a 75-year-old dude? Bingo nights, TV dinners? I don't know. Or do you just like take the credit card and go do what the fuck you want? And that's it. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Dude, still training at 67. Well, good for you. 75 is the new 60. Yeah, maybe. Look, man, I'm just saying, I don't know. You know, I just come on. I'm not the only one thinking this, right? Come on, I'm not the only one like talking about the obvious here. So I've been talking about movies at Alamo Drafthouse. I like to go to Alamo Drafthouse, so that's where I like to go to escape and watch a movie every now and then. There has not been a good movie on at all. But now there's Wicked and Gladiator set the stage for gravity-defying box office weekend. Universal Pictures Wicked and Paramount Pictures Gladiator 2 are expected to post gravity-defying numbers at the domestic box office this weekend. I think Denzel Washington is in Gladiator 2? That should be pretty cool. On the heels of the solid summer Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, and a mildly disappointing fall, Metropolis Joker foiled. They did, yeah, that was pretty bad. I didn't watch it. I didn't want to see anything with Lady Gaga in the movie. The Witches of Oz and the Warriors of Ancient Rome are joining forces to kick off the holiday movie season. Wow. So, each buoyed by star power, aggressive marketing, and beloved intellectual property, Gladiator 2 is projected to launch somewhere between 65 million and 75 million, while Wicked is expected to conjure 120 million to 140 million in the United States and Canada, according to estimates from I'm going to go see them. I'm going to go see the movies this weekend. That's what I like to do now. My life is so fucking lame that now I have nothing. Look, folks, since I quit drinking, my life used to be like a pinball in a pinball machine. Bing, 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 bing. And now it's like without drinking, without cocaine, without the women, it's like, but it's going up. It's getting better. The life is getting better. If I was still drinking or doing any of those things, you would not have me podcasting at all. I would not be doing any of this shit. This takes up my time. So that's why I always like to say thank all of you for joining my podcast and chatting in here. You're my family. You're my extended family. You're like my AA. You are my AA. I talk very openly about my addiction to my family, my black sheep family, because you are my family. And if it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't be getting up in the morning to put these news segments together for you all. So thank you very much. Yes. Thanksgiving forecast. Are you all traveling this Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving forecast. Weather could complicate travel for millions of people. So get ready to be delayed. I'm not traveling on Thanksgiving. Nearly 80 million people are expected to travel during Thanksgiving week. And rain, is that all airports or is that also driving? I guess it's also driving. 80 million people are expected to travel during Thanksgiving week. And rain, wind, and a bit of snow could add to the travel headaches from coast to coast. Thanksgiving week is one of the busiest times to travel, according to this statistic in the United States, as people hit the roads, rails, and sky to visit friends and family for the late November holiday. This year, the weather across the country could complicate some travel plans. So AccuWeather meteorologists warn. Nearly 80 million people are expected to travel for Thanksgiving in 2024, which would be a new record. You know, I could imagine, I could see that. A lot of people are going to be, a lot of people are like feeling safer to travel now that their confidence is up because Trump's coming in office and everyone feels pretty damn good about it. I can see that. I can see there's going to be a lot more people wanting to spend money because they're confident that, look what's happening already. Look at XRP, look at Doge, look at already the trajectory of where everything's going. We're not heading into this dystopian nightmare, but if you talk to David Icke, it's the same hand controlling both. Fuck. Whatever. Can I enjoy? It's like when I was doing the interview with him, I kind of felt like he was like pissing all over my parade. Like I'm trying to be happy, and he was just like, "No, mate. No, mate. Have the black pill." In what the fuck news? I'm going a little long today, huh? So here we go. What the fuck news? Italian village offers $1 homes to Americans upset by the U.S. election result. While many communities around the world have been wondering what to make of Donald Trump's presidential reelection, a village on the Italian island of Sardinia has sniffed a potential opportunity. Like many other places in rural Italy, Oldinia has long been trying to persuade outsiders to move in to revive its fortunes after decades of depopulation. It's been selling dilapidated houses for as little as €1. And that's just over $1 to sweeten the deal. So now, following the November 5th election outcome, it's launched a website aimed at would-be American expats, offering up more cheap homes in the hopes that those upset by the results will rush to snap up the real estate and on the empty properties. So they're saying, are you worried about the global politics, looking to embrace a more balanced lifestyle while securing new opportunities? The website asks. Well, it's time to start building your European escape in the stunning paradise of Sardinia. Mayor 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗶𝗹 tells CNN that the website was specifically created to attract American voters in the wake of the presidential elections. He says he loves the United States and to convince Americans are the best people to help revive the community. So they're trying to entice. Do you all really believe liberals are leaving? I think the only liberals that are leaving are the ones that are scared to go to jail. That's it for me. That's what I think. I think everybody else knows the economy is going to be booming. America is going to get back to work. The best time in America is upon us. Look, I know I had David Icke on. I know he's very leery about Trump. I know I'm very leery about not Trump. I like Trump. I'm leery about Jared Kushner. I'm leery about Elon Musk. And I'm not even going to say that it could be now. It could be in 8 years from now. I don't know. I'm just saying that I don't trust them. But I'm willing. I have an open mind. I'm willing to hear otherwise. Obviously I've been wrong on some of my predictions. I'm man enough to say that, but I still think things are coming. I don't think the deep state's done. Not at all. The dark side is not done. Folks, get to Nino's Corner.tv. We have a Black Friday sale happening right now. You get into that sale now. You will be grandfathered in because so it's cheaper now than ever to get on Nino's Corner.tv. Maybe starting in January, I might even up it $1. Wow. But anyway, Nino's Corner.tv. Get over there, get grandfathered in, and I'll take care of you, folks. We are the news before the news. And the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, baby. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button. Share this video far and wide if you can. It takes 1 second. You just get your thumb, and you go like this. That's it. That's how you can pat me on the back. Rest in peace, Scott Bennett. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you, man. You're a good man, a good soldier. Later, brother.